Hello, all of you wayward spirits. My name is Liz Ashley, and I am so obsessed with supernatural that I decided to do some research Winchester style on anything and everything mentioned in the show. And though the show has sadly ended, this podcast is going to keep the family together. So, what do you say? Do you want to join me on the hunt? Hello and welcome to episode 39 of Wayward Spirit Pod. Yes, 39. Next week is going to be the last episode of season 4. Can you believe it? I can't. All right. So, first of all, if my voice sounds a little bit weird, it's because I am sick. I don't feel good. Um, but and also I got a new microphone. So it's just probably enhancing my sick voice, which, whatever. Anyway, this week we are watching Frontierland, and it is in season 6 and it is episode 18. And I'm really excited because this episode is so great. It's so funny. And we're also going to be talking about the lore of phoenixes. And I know nothing at all about phoenixes. Like I know nothing. Like nothing at all. So this is going to be the first time I'm learning about the lore and the legends of phoenixes. So that's really exciting. And then we're also going to talk about Samuel Colt and his history and some facts about him. So, are you ready? I'm ready. I'm also very hot. I don't know if you can notice, but I'm pretty sure I have a fever, so I'm trying to sweat it out. So I cranked the heat up, and I'm wearing this hoodie, which it says mentally dating a Winchester. And if you want one, you can get one in the link below that says merch. But anyway, let's actually get into the episode now. Sunrise, Wyoming. I love this freaking intro. I love it. I love it. It's wonderful. I think I've said this before, but I love when they have the themed intros for the themed episodes. It makes me so happy. All right. 48 hours earlier.
Somewhere, I know it. Help me with this.
And 150 years later. I think that's so funny. So it says 48 hours earlier and 150 years later. That's so funny. Okay.
Welcome to the Campbell Family Library.
The Campbell Family Library.
Either of you jokers ever heard anything about a phoenix?
And they're gonna say no because I didn't either. They might say no. I don't know. I don't remember, honestly. I haven't watched this episode in a very long time.
River, Joaquin, or the giant flaming bird?
Haha! I love him. Okay, I was like, I'm about to say his name, but I'm afraid I'm gonna mess it up. I love Joaquin Phoenix. I do. He's such a great person. Okay.
The ashes of a phoenix can burn the mother. The mother?
Eve.
Where do we get one?
It's Eve. No. See, it's not Eve. What is wrong? No, it is Eve, right? Yeah. Or is it Lilith? Yes, Eve. Okay. Aw. Dean looks so cute. He's like smiling, looking through all of their stuff. It's so cute.
Killed a phoenix today, left a pile of smoldering ash. Really? Who's gun? Colts. Colt like the Colt.
Like the Colt. Yes. I might go get it. So a while ago, my friend and I and her family, we went to this small town in Tennessee, and I don't remember what it's called, and I wish I remembered because it was the cutest little small town, and it was so cool, and it had all these different shops, and it was just so cute. And we were looking, it was just this one shop, and they had all these prints and stuff, and we were looking through it, and I was like, and I told myself, I was like, I'm not going to buy anything, but if I do buy something, it's going to do with supernatural. It has to do with supernatural. Do you know what I found? I will show you what I found. I'll be right back. It's on my wall. Sometimes you'll see it. Okay. Anyway. Okay. It's like a little portrait of the Colt, like the actual real life Colt. Oh yeah, because see, look, it says it was patented August 29th, 1839. That's so cool. We'll see if those dates match up whenever we get to that part. And then yeah. And it just has all the different things. It has the Colt, and then it has all the different things about it. How cool. When I saw it, I freaked out and I was like, oh my gosh, it's the Colt. And I was like, as Colt for Samuel Colt. I was so excited. I can't even tell you. But yes. Okay. Let's get back to the episode. we're not even, we're only like 2 minutes in. Oh my gosh.
Samuel Colt's journal.
Yay. Oh, that's so cool.
What?
Well, see, his journal says 1860. So, well, I guess that would make sense. He would have had to made the Colt before they used it. That makes sense.
Well, let me see.
They're so freaking cute. Also, they're like kids because Dean's like, get your own.
I know where we can find one. March 5th, 1861, Sunrise, Wyoming.
Oh, Dean is so funny.
I only watched Deep Space Nine. It's like I don't even know you guys anymore. Star Trek 4, Save the Whales.
I have no idea. I is that even a real thing? Let me look. Star Trek 4. No, it's real. It's real. Oh. It's it's not coming out until 2023. Okay, so then this is just a joke. Okay, then this is just a joke. This is a joke. I was gonna say, this is a joke. Okay.
Castiel, the fate of the world is in the balance. So come on down here. Come on, Cass. I dream of Jeannie your ass down here pronto.
Oh, it's so funny. I dream of Jeannie your ass. Oh, I don't know. Well, my videos aren't monetized anyway, so does it really matter? No. I'm talking about cursing. Sorry.
Jeannie?
Rachel.
I don't like this girl anyway.
So you need to learn your place.
Look, I don't know who
girl.
you think you are.
Right? I don't know who you think you are, girl. Yeah. Yes. No, you can't be more important than the Winchesters. Just saying.
His friend.
But you think we're not?
I think you call him when you need something.
Girl.
We're fighting.
F you, girl. Yes, Sam. Give her. Yes, give her the face. The bitch face. Yes, please. Because no thank you. Okay.
That's enough.
Yes, that's enough, girl.
24 hours is all I can risk. If I don't pull you home within that time, you'll be lost to me. Well, then we better get you a watch. What the hell's all that?
Oh my gosh, I love this part. Oh my gosh.
Sam, Dan, I can wear this. It looks
Which is really funny. I think it's funny that Sam is the one like that's so against it because he, he's Walker now.
stupid. I look stupid.
It's so funny because Dean is so proud of himself. Like Dean is so proud of himself.
Now, is it customary to wear a blanket? It's a serape. See you at high noon tomorrow.
That's like part of the reason why I love this episode so much, because seeing Dean like excited and just like not like serious is so cute, and it's so funny, and it's always like the fun. It like the episodes where Dean gets to have fun are always the best because they're just so funny and they're just great.
Come on. You know what that is? Yeah, it's horse authenticity.
It's awesome. I can't even say it. It's authenticity. Oh man. Sam's so funny. Jared is really good at like physical like humor and like physical acting. Like he's so good at that. Like he, especially in Walker, I feel like his facial expressions, he's just like so good at that. Yeah, physical comedy is his thing. He's really good at it.
You got anything to say?
Yeah, I will say that I don't understand, like, I don't understand the concept of everybody watching either. Like, I don't, like, I will say that I don't get that. Like, I don't understand how this happened back then, but it was like a thing that people went to go watch. Like, I don't get that. Like, I don't think I could do that. Like, I just don't think I could. Like, I don't think I could stand there while someone is getting hung and be like it's entertaining. Like, that's not entertaining. That's horrible. Like, I mean, I don't know. I couldn't stand there and watch that. Like, I just couldn't. Like, it's just never made sense to me. It's never made sense to me that all these people are watching. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. I've never understood it. I don't think I ever will. I just don't understand how that's like a thing that people used to go watch. Like, I don't understand.
Nice blanket.
Oh, poor Dean.
Marshall Eastwood. Clint Eastwood. This here's Walker. He's a Texas Ranger.
Hell yeah, he is. This will forever be one of my favorite moments of Supernatural because this happened all the way in like season 6. So I don't think that Jared knew he was going to do Walker one day. And so the fact that this even happened, honestly, I think is like the coolest thing ever. I also love when Dean says I'm Batman. I just love it. I think that Supernatural, have you ever heard of the show The Simpsons predicting everything, which is kind of crazy if you see what they've predicted. But I think Supernatural has predicted some things too, like those two things, and then the toilet paper thing, and then I'm sure there are other things that I'm forgetting, but I do think that there are some things in here that it's like, huh, that's really funny.
We need to find Samuel Cole.
Might try asking Elkins over at the saloon.
It's so funny because he's so excited. And then he's like, oh, there's not much happening right now, is there? Okay.
This is not awesome.
Oh, poor Dean.
You know a man named Samuel Cole?
You passed through here about 4 years ago.
They're so excited. It's so cute. Yep, burning him up. Yep. He's keeping on his promise. He's like, y'all are gonna burn, and he's gonna go and burn them all. And that's why she was screaming, because she was like, how did he come back alive? He's not human, girl.
We're gonna form a posse. Meet downstairs at dawn.
Rose from the ashes burned up its victim.
Rose from the ashes and burned up its victim. Just saying, that's gonna be key to note later. Okay.
Maybe we're not looking for a flaming bird. Maybe the Phoenix is actually walking around in cowboy boots.
Well, actually, it's really funny. So I forgot. I think I was listening to actually another Supernatural podcast, and it's funny because like this is something that Supernatural does for like every basically every creature. Like they're a human and they're in human form, but then they like turn into their creature, or they're just like in human form and have like like black eyes for a demon or something like that. So I think it's really funny because they do the same thing with the Phoenix. I like that they do that though, because like I don't know, I just think it's cool. But also like, they probably saved a lot of money on like effects and like CGI and stuff like that, because they just had like actual people, which I think is great.
Maybe you gotta go find them and make history. I'll stay here, hook up with the posse, because you know me. I'm a posse magnet.
One of the classic lines from this episode. This episode has so many funny lines. Boy, you have no, yeah, he has like no chance. Like, sorry to break it to you, but you gonna die.
Forgive me. Sorry.
Forgive me. sorry. I'm sorry. I killed you. Well, I thought I killed you, but I am so sorry. Please don't do the same thing to me. Like, what? Dude. Cass.
I don't have a choice.
Neither do I.
Girl, don't you dare. See, that was like your third, fifth, sixth mistake. First, well, I guess second. First, you wanna, go off on Sam and Dean, and then no, third mistake. Because then she says, I'm Castiel's friend. Girl, you're trying to kill him. Now, would Sam and Dean ever do that? No. No. So no, girl, you are not his friend. You're trying to kill him. For whatever reason, I don't remember why. Yeah. Bye-bye, Rachel. Nobody liked you anyway. Oh no. Oh no. Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot. Because now that he's cut, he doesn't have as much energy to bring them home. Oh, Cass. Oh. Balls. Balls.
The sheriff stuff his nails. He'll be here.
Sheriff's dead. Sheriff's dead. Yup. I love how his badge didn't burn though. Like I love how his badge is just like sitting there so you know who it was. Like that's so funny.
Right. Well, who's the sheriff now? Wait, what?
Congratulations, Sheriff.
It's funny. I don't think Dean knows whether to be like excited or like worried about this fact. This guy is the last person to die and he is leaving because he knows he's gonna die. Dude, you're not getting away.
Is that any way to greet your new boss?
He's officially excited about being a sheriff, I think.
Unless what?
Unless we gank him first.
Gank? What's gank? You said you're crazy. No.
Gank? What's gank? Okay.
Oh! Not a demon. Just a hunter.
Not a demon. Not a demon.
I'm a hunter from the year 2011.
2011. That was so long ago.
Prove it.
I think it's funny that you know what though? I love that they gave him the phone as like a look, I'm from the future thing. But I also think it's funny because like I frequently think about what people in older times would think of our society now, like frequently. I don't know why. Don't ask me why, but I do. And I'm like, and I do think like, wouldn't it be funny if they saw a phone and they'd be like, wait, you can do what with this? Like, what? Like internet? What is that? Because I mean, I literally Google everything, like anything and everything. I Google it. So I couldn't imagine what people from this time they'd be like, you what?
All right. That's it. Well, when you've done this job as long as I have, a giant from the future with some magic brick doesn't exactly give you the vapors.
A giant from the future. I said magic block. Did he say block or brick? I don't know. Oh, that is a funny response to that, though.
But you're a hunter. Retired. There's no such thing. I'm out. There's no getting out.
Oh, that's what we thought. Okay. That's what we thought. I hate this. I will say there are like after finishing the series and then going back and watching it, there are some things that remind me of the ending that I cringe at because I'm like, like you say, there's no getting out, but sorry, I don't want to spoil it for people who have not seen the ending. Sorry that was kind of a spoiler. Although I gotta be honest, if you haven't seen the ending and you're on like Supernatural Instagram or TikTok, then you've probably already have it. It's probably already been spoiled for you. So, but I'm sorry.
Give me the gun. Got less than an hour before you pick up the kids at Frontierland.
So Frontierland, I think it's a movie. Because like as most know, like every supernatural episode is like the title of either like a movie or a song or like a pop culture reference. And so I do think that was a movie reference.
I can't.
Ah,
So, lay it on me.
It's your soul. I need you to let me touch it.
Touch it.
The human soul, it's pure energy.
touch it. I love that. Also, I would like to say when they say he's like the human soul is pure energy, actually, I think that may be true because technically, like most of our bodies and our cell, like because we're made up of cells, and all of our cells are made up of energy, like literal like energy. I forgot what I was watching, but I was watching something, and it was like if you literally go down into a cell and just keep going down and keep going down, like that's all there is. It's like energy, and like it's wild. So we're technically just energy. We're just like this big ball of like cellular energy. Okay.
So this is your big plan, huh? Just let me rot in here till Finch comes.
Pretty much.
And there he is. And there he is. Ha ha ha.
So tell me, are you really willing to die to protect this piece of filth?
Honestly, I could care less about him. He's a dick and a coward.
Hey,
This ain't about him.
Hey. Like, unfortunately, I don't care and I feel bad for you, but you still have to die. Well, the guy died. Well.
Oh, I should have seen that coming.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Now he's trying to kill Dean.
Hey, it's cold. He's not coming. What? Reset this. Hello, beautiful.
Oh no.
You sure? No, I can't just strand those idiots in Deadwood, can I? The risks. Just don't explode me.
Oh, I love Bobby. He's just like whatever to keep them safe. Yes.
What are you doing?
I also
Come on, let's do this!
this is one of my favorite parts too. Oh, I do like how they're going back and forth though, because like both scenes are very like oh no, I wonder what's going to happen. They're very suspenseful. So I do like how they're going back and forth from like Cass and the Phoenix. Oh. Oh, I I feel bad because like I know like it's fine. Like he was trying to kill Dean, like it's fine. But his face when he got shot was like total shock. He was like, "Wait a second. What?" Like, "Wait a second."
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
Yippee mother. So also something that I saw when I was like looking up like gifts for this was you know when he said you've yeed your last haw. I always thought it was in this episode, but I guess it's in a different episode because I could have swore that Dean says that at some point, like you've yeed your last haw, but it must be in a different episode because there was also because I found this gift that said like the biggest lie Supernatural ever made, and it when it has Dean saying like you've yeed your last haw, and they're like, but it actually never gets said, and I'm like, No, it does. I feel like it does get said in one. It has to be said in one of the episodes. I feel like it's probably either in the episode with the the mortician, and then they stay that's like friends with the not friends who's like going out with a ghoul, but then it's in this like western type town, and they stay at this like western hotel, and the guy pretends to be like some old western guy. So I think it's either that one or it's the one where him and Cass dress up as like rangers. I'm not sure which one, but I'm telling you, he does say it at some point. I know he does. And if you remember what episode it is, please put it down below, comment it, because I promise you he says it. Okay.
The ashes.
Hurry up. Goodbye. Yeah, they're back. It's so sad. Oh, it's so sad. They didn't get the ashes. It's so sad because they look so defeated. And I'm like, no. And poor Bobby just had his soul like ripped into. And Cass doesn't have any power anymore. Well, he does now. But I'm just saying, like, it's sad.
Bobby, I'm sorry.
This is my favorite part. I love this part.
So this thing's been laying around the office since ever, with a note on it saying to bring it here today. It's from a Samuel Colt.
Yes! I bet the mail guy was like, wow, I really didn't think that this was going to amount to anything. Also, I highly doubt that they would ever do that nowadays. They'd be like, yeah, no. I don't know. Maybe they wouldn't. But I just think it's funny. They'd probably open it first.
Dear Sam, I got this address and date off your thingamajig.
Off your thingamajig. Yeah, because they don't know what it's called. And he never told them what it was called. That's actually really funny.
And I thought the enclosed might come in handy. Regards, Samuel Colt.
It's the ashes. That's honestly the coolest thing ever. Like, I just think that's such a cool, that's so cool. I just think it's so cool. Well, now let's talk about the lore on phoenixes and some history behind Samuel. All right, hello. So, if you can tell, this is a different day. I did not feel very well the day that I recorded the first part of this. And so it's a different day, but I am still wearing a Mentally Dating a Winchester hoodie. It's just the black one. So, again, if you want one, click the merch link down below. All right. So yeah, let's get into the real life lore of phoenixes and Samuel Colt. So this is actually my first time learning about phoenixes. So I'm kind of learning along with you guys because I know nothing about the lore. So the legend of the phoenix actually originated in Egypt, and the phoenix is said to live 500 years. But I do think it's funny that it says 500 years or more. Like, I get that it says or more, but like in Supernatural, they're supposed to be like immortal. And so I do think it's funny that like it's 500, like the real life lore is 500 years. And when the phoenix is tired, like after the 500 years or whatever, it flies to Heliopolis, Egypt, which is the city of the sun. And so that's basically, so they're basically going back to like where they were like born, or back to where they originated from. They gather cinnamon sticks and build a nest atop of the temple of the sun. And the sun ignites the nest, and the old phoenix dies in flames, and a new young phoenix emerges from the ashes to live another life cycle. And I think that's really cool. Like, that's really cool to me. And because I know later in the lore, it says like, like a lot of people like this story, or like they resonate with like the legend of the phoenix, because it's like, it's like being it's like kind of like starting all over again, starting fresh, starting new, leaving the old, and then coming in with the good. And so I do think that I do think that's really cool. It's a really cool legend. And it's funny. So though this legend originated in England, though this legend originated in Egypt. So though this legend originated in Egypt, Romans actually loved the phoenix, and they had coins that had like their emperor's head on one side and then the phoenix on the other. So to Rome, the phoenix represented Rome itself, the eternal nature of the empire that it continues to return with each new emperor. So honestly, I think that's really cool because I watched this whole freaking, it's on Netflix. It's like this Rome TV series documentary. I'm a total nerd when it comes to like history and stuff like that, as you can see. And I mean, let me tell you something. Rome and how they reigned back then is wild. Like like wild. I'm not even joking. It's wild. So I do think that's cool because I mean it kind of is like that. Like Rome, like literally they would they would, keep it within the family, if you know what I'm saying. So the certain families would always reign over, they would always reign over everyone. And so they wanted to keep the power within the family. Yeah, it's kind of disgusting. But that's what they did. And but yeah. So the legend was basically like, talking about rebirth and eternal life, and which is very that's very what the Bible talks about. And they use it kind of to prove like Jesus's resurrection. So I guess that was like how they kind of tied it into Christianity. So and though and so but the phoenix was not only popular in the Christian religion, it was also popular in the Jewish tradition for a little while. So the Talmud actually tells how the phoenix was the only animal allowed to stay in the Garden of Eden because it refused to eat the forbidden fruit. And so that's basically how the phoenix like got eternal life, because he obeyed God. And so God's like, okay, now you can have eternal life. But yeah, I think it's really interesting that like every cult, that like a good amount of cultures and a good amount of religions really embrace the phoenix legend. Like I think it's a really cool legend. But I do think it's funny that so many different cultures and religions like embrace it. And it's kind of like, I feel like that happens a lot, like with myths and legends, is like in every culture and in every religion, it's there. It may be different, but it's there. And so I do think that's kind of cool. But I got this information from a paper actually that I found online by Heather Shoemaker. This next information I got from Britannia, but I got this from Britannia. And so basically it's they were saying the same thing on theirs. I use this website a lot actually. So it says a lot of the same things, but basically like, in ancient Egypt, this bird was associated with the worship of the sun. So again, it is a bird. So they do mention that in Supernatural that it's a bird. Of course, in Supernatural, it's not a bird, but it is like the legend. It is a bird. And the phoenix was said to be as large as an eagle, and it had scarlet and gold like feathers, and only one phoenix existed at a time. So that's why like they would live 500 years and then they die and then they'd rebirth, which in Supernatural, I think that's interesting because in Supernatural, they had to go back in time to get to the phoenix because there's only one phoenix at a time. Now, they did kill that one, so I don't know if that meant that like another one rebirthed. I guess not. I don't know. You never know. But so the Egyptians, they associated the phoenix with immortality. So the phoenix is actually in another religion. I'm telling you, all religions and like all cultures, we have a lot of the same like mythologies they're just told in different ways. There are some mythologies that are like special to, certain regions, like the Wendigo, but but even that one, there's a few different variations of the story. But so there was a phoenix in Islamic mythology, and the phoenix was identified with a huge mysterious bird that was originally created by God with all perfections, but thereafter became a plague and was killed. Well, that's very different from every other mythology. Every other mythology, like either like looks at the phoenix as like a thing to like praise, or like, or in the Talmud when they were saying like he was the phoenix was the only one to obey God and everything like that. That's really funny that it went dark very fast. That's funny. All right. Well, that is the lore on phoenixes. Now let's talk about some fun facts about Samuel Colt. So Samuel Colt was born in 1814 and died in 1862. And I think it's interesting that he died in 1862 because they actually went back to 1861. So they went back to like a year before he died. So I think that's really funny. So some fun facts is that actually Samuel Colt worked in submarine technology before he designed the Colt. That's cool. And that's where he actually got the idea for the Colt. So he was inspired by the ship's wheel, and that's what made him like design the first rotation style firearm. So basically the way the wheel moved and like the spokes and everything, the way it moved around, that he thought, okay, well, if they can do that with like a wheel, then he could do that with a firearm. So like that's kind of what he did, because before the Colt it was just like muskets and stuff like that, so it didn't like revolve, and so he was the one who invented that. So he patented his revolving chamber pistol in Europe in 1835. Is that what my thing says? Let me see. Mine says 1839. My little my thing. That's weird. But on here it says it was patented in 1835 and in the United States the following year. Oh, okay. So maybe I don't know. Okay, but of course the idea was not accepted immediately because they, people liked their muskets and their pistols and all that kind of stuff. And so they didn't really want anything to do with it at first. But yeah, so nobody wanted the Colt then, which is so funny because it was actually really innovative for the time. But people were not with it. They were like, no, I'm all right, which I think is really funny. But in 1845, when the US government heard about the Colt and that you didn't have to keep like constantly reloading it, they were like, oh my gosh, like we need that. And so, oh my gosh, this is so funny. Okay. And so the next year, at the start of the war, Samuel Colt and Army Captain Samuel H. Walker designed an even more effective weapon called the Walker. That's so funny. Like, what a coinky-dink. I just think that's crazy. Prompting the government to order thousands of these pistols, and the Colt was back in business. And so he actually became one of the wealthiest men in America during that time because of this. And so, as we see, he was actually really innovative, and people eventually caught on to that because they were like, oh, that is actually kind of like innovative and, new. But that is actually not all that Samuel Colt invented. He also invented the first remote control naval mine explosive. He helped telegraph inventor Samuel Morse run telegraph lines under waterways with his invention of waterproof cables. Isn't that wild? That's so cool. He really was a little innovator. That's awesome. Colt died a very wealthy man on January 10th, 1862 at the age of 47. That's sad. But back then, I think that's just kind of when people died, and was buried at Cedar Hill Cemetery. His estate was reportedly worth $15 million. Wow. That's wild. That's wild. He's a very interesting man. That was fun to learn. He's a very interesting man. That's so cool. Well, all right. Thank you so much to all of my fellow Wayward Spirits for joining me on this journey today. And sorry if it was a little weird. Again, I'm sick, so I get it. I was a little loopy, but I still hope you enjoyed it. I love this episode and that lore and Samuel Cole. It was really interesting, so I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, join me next week for the last episode of season 4. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy. So yeah, make sure you follow me on Instagram, links below at Wayward Spirit Media. And make sure to subscribe and turn post notifications on. I just got to 100 subscribers. Thank you. I'm trying. My ultimate goal is to get to 1,000. So if you guys want to help me do that, that would be wonderful. But yeah, I will see you all next week. Thank you for joining, and don't forget to stay spooky. Bye.